Alright, back again, Luke here, and today what I want to do is show you guys an arcade PCB that I've been in the process of fixing up here for the last 2 days. This is an arcade PCB that I've been looking for a very long time, and always want to get my hands on it, but could never find it due to its rarity, and the 1 or 2 times that I did see it, it was quite expensive, but I came across this. This is a Beastbusters original arcade PCB made by SNK. And this is a 3-layered, 3-player PCB. And like I'd said, it's pretty uncommon. If you do see it, it usually goes for a pretty substantial amount of money. And I came across this one as non-working. Thought, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. If I can't fix it, I guess I'll try and send it out to see if I can get it fixed. But this is one board that I definitely wanted to have. As you can see over here, this is the player 1. These are like the up, down, left, right controls. And this is player 2. This is player 3. These are your shooting for player 1, 2, and 3. Different weapons. So those are the connectors for the outside there. What I did when I got this board here is I had to make a specialized harness for it because this thing is non-JAMA. I had to wire up the grounds. This thing has 6 ground wires, has 6 plus 5, has 2 plus 12, and on the back here there's 4 at the end that are also ground. Towards the very far right here, these are all your RGB sync and ground. Has your test switch and your coin in button, and then your 2 speaker wires here. And everything else is being run through these over here on the side. So nonetheless, I got this thing, I wired up the harness for it, plugged it in, turned it on, and the first thing I noticed is this plus 12 volt lamp was coming on, but the 5 volt one wasn't. And after about 2 or 3 seconds, I noticed there was a smell of like a burning smell coming from this thing, and I thought, whoa, what's going on? So I went over and I checked the harness here, and as you can see, there's 2 burn marks on this strip. And those 2 burn marks are actually over here. When I had the piece of tape, it was over here. And the plus 5 was getting extremely hot. And I didn't know what was going on with that. I thought that thing should not get that hot. So I went and took the harness off, took a look at everything, and started looking around the board. What I found is that these wires here, these are kind of like jumper wires. The top part of the board provides plus 5 volts, and that runs to the bottom part of the board, which takes the 5 volts and loops it back around, so it creates like a chain. There was one of these original wire harnesses on here, but the other one was this ratty mess. And this is actually a little bit changed. Well, I changed it a little bit before making this video because I had to in order to make it. But the previous owner had taken these wires and run them basically like, I don't know how he did it, but normally this thing has 4 pins on it, and this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pins 1 and 2 are your plus 5 volts, and then pins 3 and 4 are the ground. And the previous owner had it like pin 1 was 5 volts, pin 2 was ground, 3 was ground, and 4 was 5 volts. So it was all mixed up. But nonetheless, it was causing some serious heat. So what I did is I disconnected that because it looked strange. It looked really weird. Flipped the switch again and was able to get my plus 5, plus 12. But I knew that there was something wrong with this wiring harness, so I went and switched it around a little bit. This thing has 4 points on it, so pins 1 and 2 on the top here go to pins 3 and 4 on the bottom, and then pins 1 and 2 on the bottom go to pins 3 and 4 on top. So it creates a bit of a loop here. But nonetheless, and plus I had to chop it down here. This thing wasn't even the original connector, so I just chopped that down. It's just a really rigged up job here, but nonetheless, that was the first part. So I got that all done and plugged it back in, turned the power on, and got both of the lights, but wasn't getting anything else. Wasn't getting any image on the screen at all. And I thought, just, you know, out of pure, I don't know, messing around with stuff, I would go and mess around with the left channel here, because that's the one that I have hooked up and I started messing with the pot here, and all of a sudden I heard music, and I thought, whoa, all right, you know, this thing is starting to play. It's got music to it. It sounded like it was running in the demo mode, which was awesome, and I thought, okay, this thing still has some hope to it. So I went and I cleaned up all the EEPROMs on here, put them back down, and still got nothing. Then I started to look around the board a little bit more and see, you know, if there was anything that could stick out. You know, I tried removing some of these socketed chips one at a time to see what would happen. As soon as I removed one of these, I could get an image, a static image on the monitor. It was just a one single color, like a gray or a yellow, but at least it was the right, you know, image. It was displaying an image. And then what I decided to do is, you know, just put the pieces back in. I turned it on, and I got my soldering iron here heated up, and I was playing around with, you know, just checking different voltages on the different chips here. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I kind of got a glimpse of an image, and the image itself looked like the game was kind of starting up. And I thought, okay, well, is that the game actually running? And it was. The game was turning on. And I know I use my cell phone here a lot, but this is the image that was displaying on the screen. And it only happened after about the third loop. So the first loop was nothing. You could see nothing on the screen. You could just hear the sounds. The second loop, you could hear the music again, and you couldn't see any image. But the third loop, this actually popped up. And I could see it for a little while, and then after the third loop finished, that was the end of it. It was just gone. So I thought, okay, there is something really weird going on here. I went and took a look around this board, and I came across the Motorola chip here. This is the MC68000 chip. And I started looking around the sides here and noticed that some of the legs, the solder around the legs was cracked. So I went around the traces on the bottom of that and tried to flow some new solder. You can see there on the side. That's all got new solder on there. And I turned it on once again, let it roll through the first and second time, and then once it got to the third part, the screen had actually fixed itself. It was still the same garbled color, you know, really dark image and things like that, but it was it had the correct pixels where they were supposed to be, had everything going in the right place. It just wasn't 100% perfect. And then, you know, once again, as soon as that happened, as soon as the third kind of loop there finished and the music changed, then the whole, you know, the picture went and didn't come back. So I'm looking around the board here, and I don't know how, and I really don't know why. I mean, it must have been just pure luck. But I came over here to this part, and you can see this is an HD. Well, this is a new HD74LS157P that IC that I just replaced in there. I was looking around, and I seriously don't know how I saw this, but here's another picture. If you look here, right next to this 150 picofarad capacitor, you can see a really light kind of brass, well, copper trace there. And if you look really close, you can see that it's eaten away, or it's burned right there at the side. And I could see the end of that copper trace there, which was pretty amazing. So I desoldered the LS157 and took that thing out, and as I tried to take it out, it cracked. So I had to find another one here. So I went through my bag of parts and was able to find another one that that was correct, and slapped that in there. I bridged a wire from the picofarad capacitor onto the other leg where it was supposed to go, and lo and behold, it's a working board again. So I am really, really happy. Figured I'll show you guys this thing in action. I haven't really had too much time to test it, obviously, because I don't have any of the controls hooked up. I can't really test it too much, but we'll turn this thing on here. I'll let you see what it's doing. I would have loved to have done this in like different parts, you know, just like part 1, part 2, part 3, but I've been going nuts trying to figure out what's wrong with this thing, and it probably would have been a long video of, you know, a whole lot of nothing. But let's kill the lights here. We'll turn this on. And that's the little intro tone. Winners don't use drugs. Got the little SNK logo. Turn up the volume a little bit. But Beastbusters is alive. So that is just super killer. So as you can see now, the bullet meter is all up at the top here. I have, you know, everything is clear, which I'm really amazed. I'm really amazed at this, that the EEPROMs are still okay. I mean, who knows how long this thing's been sitting, how long it's been out of use. But it is alive now, and I thought I'd share that with you guys here. I can put in a coin here for you guys and show you. Requires the use of my good old screwdriver and then touching these 2 points here, so we'll give this a shot. Oh, let's put in 1 coin first with the coin mech. Okay. Now we'll hit start.
Okay. Section 1.
So nonetheless, though, it is working, and hooking up controls for this thing should be pretty easy, I think. I shouldn't have any problem. I just need to get a couple of controls that use pots, and yeah, maybe a couple of PlayStation controllers or something, but this thing will support up to 3 controllers, so I'll try and get that all set up and let you guys see some gameplay on this beast, because there's not very many of these up on the net. Especially, I don't think there's any on the original arcade hardware here, but just wanted to share this with you guys. Super happy to have this thing finally going, and yeah, I mean, I got other boards around here that I'm trying to mess around with and yeah, get going, but I don't know if I'm going to have any luck with those. Those are going to require a lot more different parts. But yeah, just want to share this with you guys here, and that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching. Whee! Watching some Beastbuster action.